Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vage. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning, morning. Good, good. A little bit of a roller coaster on the price yesterday, but we might be riding the ship in the right direction here. Let's go
Awesome.
straight to the charts.
Let's go straight to shots. Our producer said we have to be shorter and sharper, and that's what I intend to do today. So let's go through. I'm going to start on the 15-minute time frame because it is a Tuesday show, and I think it's probably the most relevant right now. Uh, Somebody made a comment that, like, why is Matt talking so much about his own trades? I don't know how else to talk about TA without telling you what I'm seeing, right? So I entered the trade on the breakout, and I'm this is my TA analysis. We had the correction. We put in a spot. It didn't have to be a high or anything like that, but we put in a higher high, and I took the breakout of the neckline. That's TA. That's how I will talk about TA. And I was in good profit when we were doing the show last night. But it's late. It's like nearly 12:30 right now when we do the show. So it's late for me. So I had to set a stop loss in. I just set it at $100,000, hoping that, when we were doing the show, we were, up at 101, 100, pushing 102. I thought there was a good chance we were going to rally, but I had to take something profit off the trade. And unfortunately, it came back and stopped out. So I can remove these lines. It's a profitable trade, but unfortunate because obviously right now this is like the kind of thing that had I been awake, I could have, I wouldn't have got out of that trade, to be honest. Like it's not like revisionist history for me to say I would have stayed in that trade when we came back under. But you've seen plenty of times in the last year where I've remained in trades, even they've gone negative, even when they were in profit, because it's still the same point for me. This point here is still higher than this point, which got me into the trade in the first place. So I wouldn't have got out of that trade. I probably would have set a stop loss, below 98 or something like that. But I didn't, and I'm not. So I'm out of the trade. And now as it's come up, I am back in the trade now from 102,449. You can't see anything on the 15 minute to describe why I've done that, but as I go up the time frame, you'll see, what I was thinking there. 4 hour time frame. We had a bit of a correction recently, but it has moved up now. But that came to the exact point of the 7 simple moving average on alpha numerics, or the simple moving average anywhere. And I really like the bounce that we had off it. So as we start to rally again, I jumped in this trade. But look, at everything that I said in yesterday's show is completely valid today. I pointed out that 104 mark, where the cluster of the 50 simple moving average and the 30 simple moving average is is still a problem. In last night's show when we were rallying at 101, I said, look, it makes total sense for me to come back up and retest. This is the challenge. You know, this is the real challenge for me right now. If we start to close above 104, I'm feeling really, really good about the price. Below 104, I can definitely see this fading. So I'm in the trade and I'll go to bed in 20 minutes and I'll set a break even stop loss, and it's likely I'll come get stopped out and we'll break through. I don't know. I have to sleep at some point, right? But again, one of the trades that I could probably manage better if I was awake. But it is what it is. It's okay. I won't lose money on the trade. The daily is the same jazz because that 7 simple moving average is at not exactly, essentially in spirit, the same point as the 50 and the 30 is on the 4 hour time frame. It's at the same juncture, which we have come up sort of and essentially re-tapped on. We need to clear that, I think, to be real positive. Otherwise, I really can see that being what I said yesterday. That's the same price at 104 is where that drop happened, and that was a very significant drop, very, very quickly. We recovered beautifully back to the point of the breakdown. I've seen it a million times before. You've all seen it a million times before. It can get nasty, right? So we don't know yet. So this is really good time to stay the fuck away, really, to be honest. The weekly looks better as it stands with 5.5 days left. We did come back down, touch the 7, and we've bounced. All right. That's all I've got. It's the same. It's essentially reaffirming everything I said in yesterday's show. But everything I said in yesterday's show is more valid today because what I said I think is going to happen has happened. We're still stuck below 104, and I really want to see us crack through. Before I go any further, check out. We've got a great BitGet deposit and trade volume cashback promotion that we've got right now. Links in the description below. Definitely take a look at that. And a big announcement. This is hot off the presses. I've been hinting at this for some time, but look, I've just been accepted to headline the show here at the karate combat tournament in Denver next February. I'll be talking about it a lot as it comes up. So I'll be in the the headlining of the influencer fight night. I'm fighting this bro right here. His name is Harley Hermanson, and he looks like a big bad motherfucker, but we'll see how we go. I think I've got him. Coming off screen share now. I'll be talking about this a lot as we get closer, but I'm really, really excited. And we'll probably I'm sure Tone will live stream it, but Tone might even be there in my corner, which would be even better. So, all right, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and Tone, take us through it, mate.
Yeah, I mean, like I've never had a desire to go to ETH Denver, which is where you're going to be fighting. It fits, it's fitting. You're fighting probably a shitcoiner at a shitcoin event. But I may have to go to Denver and check out that fight in person before flying off to Dubai and then Maldives for the financial summit. So let me go to screen share now with the charts. And before I forget, as I always do, guys, the financial summit, we still have a few villas left. I think it's about, I don't know, 7, 8 villas left. In the Maldives, I'd love to sell them out, as soon as possible, so I could focus on the event agenda and stuff like that. And these are the villas you will have. Well, probably these. The one with the pool is just an extra $250 a night. Otherwise, you're gonna have these where you can just walk right into the ocean with awesome fish. You'll have your, snorkeling gear and stuff right in your room. And I used to go to the gym. The gym was like I think the gym was like right over here somewhere. And then I would uh, bring only my, I'd be in a bathing suit, snorkel mask, and a snorkel. And then I would like go right in the water from the gym, from the outdoor gym, and then snorkel back to my villa, which I think was in the back over there. So that was a lot of fun every morning. It was great. All right, so go ahead and check the event out.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can't express enough how wonderful that event is, man. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, it's the reason I'm with you here on the show today. The things that can come from it are just spectacular. The
yeah.
friendship, the connections. It's
Yeah,
great.
multiple people have formed companies with the people that they met at this event. It's really
Yeah,
something special.
Black Box is was formed at this event.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so monthly chart. Monthly chart looks very, very bullish. We are looking at the highest monthly close ever with only a few days to go. What do we got? 3 more days? 3 more days. We're about to close on the highest month ever. I know that we've been struggling to break all-time highs lately, but if you zoom out, it looks incredibly bullish. And the cup and handle target was still not breached yet. You can also look at this as a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. But for me, this is a perfect cup and handle whose target was always 120,000. And I think there's high probability of getting there next month. Very, very high probability. Weekly chart. The weekly chart is actually working on a decent candle. If this candle can close green, it'll pretty much be the new weekly closing high. And no matter how, upset people are that we are so much lower than the pre-Trump inauguration all-time high of 109.5, it'll be by far the strongest week we've had in a while because it's going to come off a dip low that dipped all the way to 97 just the other day. Today's only Tuesday. We still have like 4 or 5 days to go. But just closing above the prior swing high, the prior high close would go a super long way to be bullish again into that 120 zone. What about the daily chart? Remember in yesterday's show, I said I was still somewhat optimistic and I wasn't that scared. And if we look at the tone-based volume, you see that the tone-based volume is one of the highest volume spikes we've had in this bull run that came in yesterday. There was a neutral volume spike. You can see it right there, we had a neutral volume spike a few days ago. That comes in yellow. There was a bearish volume spike on a green candle right here. That's a bearish volume spike. Yes, we went higher the next day, but overall we were declining. That's why I have my own volume indicator. And this is the best green volume spike since, again, a couple of yellow indecisive candles. But as far as a proper green bullish volume spike, we have to go all the way back to November 21 and November 20, 21, and 22. That was a lot of bullish volume. We pulled back a bit, but then we went significantly higher on lower volume, other than some of these volatility candles. That's another volatility candle, and that's why they come in yellow. So to me, this was super encouraging how yesterday closed on a red candle with such a strong bullish volume spike based on, again, my own indicator. And I'm not surprised we are a little stronger today. Already broke yesterday's swing high, and the day is just getting started. So I think we got a good shot at closing today above 104. And if we do, then, you know, everything is fine. However, 104 on a 4-hour will be a bit of a resistance cluster, but not as bad as it was before. Because if we go to 104 at this point, the moving averages have spread out. When the moving averages are spread out, it's easier to break them one at a time than break them as a cluster. So once we, you know, right now you have 3 levels of resistance, but unlike what it looked like on Sunday night, where you had 2 moving averages and the floor that was broken, which is now resistance, all at the same price of 104. Now we have the current moving average at 10, just under 103, the next moving average just under 104, and then the other one at 104.4. So breaking them one at a time is a lot easier. So I think we got a shot at this. What's up, man?
Sorry, mate. Go ahead and mention what moving averages they are, because mine looked a lot closer than yours do.
Sure.
I
So
was
on my
I was
chart
using
for
the
short-term
one.
charts, I use traditional 20 and 50, and looks like this is the 128. I usually use 20, 50, 200, but I like the 128 on the daily, so it's kind of stuck there. Let me make this 200, and just to see where it is.
The yellow line.
There it is. So wow, so the 200 4-hour was perfect support. I wasn't looking at it in real time.
Yeah, that's
Otherwise, I would
that's
have
where we got the
taken it more
green.
seriously.
That's where we got the green diamond inside the green wave. That was the perfect buy that we had on yesterday's show. We
On
mentioned
what time frame?
on the 4 hour on alphanumerics, thick alphanumerics
How
on.
come? Oh, I don't have it turned on. No wonder I didn't see it.
That's
There it
that's my
is. There
green
it is.
diamond right there. That's the buy, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Text,
nice. That's really,
textbook
really
Alfred.
nice.
Textbook Alfred. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why I don't have the 100, because usually I do have alphanumerics on. I must have turned it off, and then I
Right.
kind
We
of
used the
forgot.
200 there. Yeah.
So now I can move it back to the 128 because I don't need the 200, because the top of the wave is the 200.
Right.
So I know where the 200 is. That's the top of the wave. And that's my 128. I don't really care for the 128 on a 4-hour, but I do care about it on the daily. And the 128 on the daily is way down here. At least it should be. It is. Right. So that's super low. So that's still a concern for me, that sooner or later the 128 is going to get tested, but I would rather it be later than sooner. And by later, I want to see the 128 above 100,000 before it gets retested. Basically, I think there's a lot of people, myself included, in this world who will finally not be nervous about Bitcoin crashing when the crash stays above 100K.
Yeah.
I think
I,
that's when Bitcoin makes it.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you totally, because $250,000 Bitcoin, I'm looking pretty good. But $100,000 Bitcoin, I'm looking pretty good too. So, like, it's a big difference between that and like a $33,000 Bitcoin or a $17,000 Bitcoin. Not looking as good. having
Right.
thinking about getting a job driving a forklift or something at that point, you know?
Right. Well, like I used to say, this bear market in 2022 was absolutely brutal because of the expectations of it not getting to where people thought it was. I mean, some people thought it was going to break 300,000, right? So
Right.
I think the reason why the 2022 bear market was so painful is because, unlike in prior bear markets, the amount and percentage of people that quit their jobs because of Bitcoin, not because they got rich on Bitcoin, but because they thought that their new venture or their new business involving Bitcoin or the Bitcoin price itself. I think the amount of people that got in 2017 and finally made the full 100% commitment to leaving their fiat jobs for the Bitcoin world, whether they found a job, they, created a scam coin or whatever, right? Or thought that, hey, I can quit my job now because the price is going to go to over 100K and then I can cash out and then I don't need a job. I think the amount of people that depended on the Bitcoin world um, became so big, and these people got absolutely crushed in the bear market. So
Mate,
all these people,
drive through Canggu in Bali and check out how many like Bitcoin cafe and Bitcoin only pizza
right,
shops there are that are like abandoned buildings right now. Do you know? Like
right,
you'll
right. And I think all that happened here.
right.
I think all that happened around here. Like when we corrected to 30 and then went back to 60, everyone thought, okay, the bear market's over. We can start our Bitcoin businesses and we will be fine. And I think some of these people that survived and didn't have to live in a cardboard box, these people will finally get what they were expecting back in 2021, but they're only going to be comfortable if we go sufficiently higher than 100 and only pull back to 100. So I think everything changes in that realm. And that's what we're really waiting for. People are still a little scared of the bear market, but once we go above 150, no one is going to be scared of the bear market because to them, the bear market is going to keep them above 100. And I think that's a decent fraction of people. Oh,
Well,
do
I
we
think
just pop some more?
I think that's the people who like most of the viewers. We have a very, very solid viewership and very, very few new people coming in. The people watching us right now, the great people watching us now, most of you guys got in 2018, right? Let's be honest. We should do a poll. What percentage of people came in to at late 2017, early 2018, started following Tone, and then are watching right
You
now?
know what? We'll do the poll tomorrow in the beginning of
Yeah.
the show because we're wrapping up. But I bet you it's like 80% of the people got in the 2017 bull run.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, right there with you.
Yeah.
So the point is, most of those of our great viewers are kind of like OGs at this point. So we're cool with 100,000, but there'd be all that new stock of people, like the next generation who got in the last year or something. They haven't experienced what going to 250,000 back to 100,000 is like, because they're going to get in along this along that road, and we have it's not for us to they're gonna figure it out themselves, you know. Bitcoin looks all right. 104.
Yeah,
What do we
people are commenting on their years. Somebody was in 2011. That's impressive. But
yeah,
every
well
but
you
almost everyone is 20
posted next
almost
year.
everyone is 2017, 2018.
2011. What's your name? Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that's an anonymous Twitter YouTube handle. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're popping right now, which is great. Here's the 4-hour chart. It looks very bullish halfway through. I think we can break it. I really think we can break this resistance. Another US state has come out. I saw the headline this morning that they want to do a Bitcoin strategic reserve or a crypto strategic reserve. It really depends on who's sitting in the cabinet. Look, this is a brand new 1-hour high. 1 hour also, you see, like once these moving averages spread out, they become a lot easier to break. It's like divide and conquer. Just break these moving averages one by one. The big hurdle is 104.3. And if we can close, a few hourly candles above this kind of 105 consolidation, I think that's it. I think we're off to, new highs from there. This is basically like I think this was the last scare before 120, 125. Now, after we break 120, 125, we can go down. We can go down substantially, actually. We can actually challenge and break these $89,000 lows. I think it's possible. But if someone asked me right now, Tone, what's more likely, 125 or say 89? I would say 125 is way more likely right now. It's probably 125 is probably more likely than 97. I think this low is going to be here to stay. This is a beautiful candle. We already have follow through on this doji candle. All we need is a green star, one more green star, and I think we're off to a new MRI top on the daily. I mean, this daily chart looks super bullish to me. Clean pullback, all three support levels held. You know, the moving average, the second moving average, so the 20, the 50, and, well, actually, that line is not actually support. That's the line where I took my initial exit. I still have it there. It hit it perfectly. So that line is not really support, but both moving averages held. And all we have to do now is get a new daily closing high above 105. And that's it. New green star candle, and we're good to go. We're already green on the alpha numerics. Yeah, it looks good. Looks
Yeah,
good. I got nothing more to say.
all I'll say is, Tone, before we wrap it up, is just be mindful of what I said at the 104. It still concerns me like that we have come up exactly to that point. Do you know what I mean? We haven't cleared it yet, as far as I'm concerned. We haven't. I'm long, but we haven't cleared it yet.
Oh man, yeah. So Michael commented, yeah, that's the problem with getting in too early. Mount Gox wiped them out.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the danger, right? Like just because someone got in 2011 or
it doesn't.
2009 doesn't mean that they're wealthier than you, because they could have gotten caught in some insanity. Like I know people that lost it all on Butterfly Labs buying miners, like, and then they had no money.
I wish that was a rare story, Michael. Sorry, brother, but it's not.
Yeah.
That's a common tale.
So look at that. Look at gold daily topping on another MRI. Look at these MRI candles. The last one and the current one. Holy shit. Ain't that crazy?
Mm.
Ain't that wild?
Wow.
That's why you got to pay attention to the MRI. And here's the weekly. Again, the weekly perfect top on an MRI, second consecutive. But now the weekly is bullish. So when you see the situation, the daily is on a 1 to 4 candle correction. It might have already ended because the weekly still says 5 more weeks of upside. So that's what we're going to stick to on gold. And anything else? S&P is recovering. I knew this was, like a short-term kind of thing. Curious what NVIDIA looks like real quick. That's the yield curve. I'm just going to look at one stock. NVIDIA. NVIDIA fell a lot yesterday. It's recovering a little today. In my opinion, when an asset falls this much, it doesn't immediately recover. It takes a little bit of time. Even though NVIDIA is having a bit of a bounce, I personally would not be buying the dip on NVIDIA. I would wait a little more. I think the overall market can recover, but I think NVIDIA will probably pull back a smidge. I would love to see a daily MRI buy without breaking the prior swing low. So something in the 110 range with an MRI buy or a reversal candle or something would be interesting for me. And AMD actually continued to go down. I'm not in this trade, but I still like, let me see what the weekly looks like now. Not great, actually. NVIDIA did, AMD did not work out. We're still on a monthly MRI buy. So maybe next month, I mean, if AMD drops below 110, that could be something interesting. All right, we're going to leave it here. Thank you all for watching, guys. Let's go Bitcoin dominance, and see you all on the next one. Whoa, I want to see what the ETFs did yesterday. I haven't even looked yet. Oh, look at that. Everything sold off except BlackRock. What a surprise. All right. I'm going to go off screen share. Close this out.
Well, so much for a short show. See you tomorrow, guys. Have
It
a
was
great
not bad. It was like 20 minutes, 25 maybe. Bye, guys.